Let's talk about Sheegra. So on 30th of September, 11 o'clock in the morning, I premiered my film Sheegra on my new YouTube channel, Instances 30. Now to talk about Sheegra, initially I had an idea of making a film on female prostitution. So I have read a lot of articles on Google and on Wikipedia that how females are being used by men and then they are being killed, and there is no further investigation that happens. So this is I'm talking about in general across the globe. So this was something that I wanted to make a film on. On the other hand, I had a concept of impotency or sexual disorder in men. So I had these two very different concepts in my mind. So I just thought of combining these two concepts into one single film. And what if I keep the ending of the film open, as in I do not give a definite ending, to the film, and there are these two different concepts combining together. The idea sounded very interesting to me. Hence, I then started writing a fictional story, of course, combining these two concepts, and I was very clear from the beginning that I will keep the ending of the film open to the viewers, to the audience, as in, the film ends on a very high note. So, different viewers, different audience will have their own take on the film. So there is not just one single conclusion of the film, because this 9-minute short film deals with a lot of things. It's a very layered film, two very complex concepts. I wanted my audience to give their own take on the film. Further, to talk about the character played by Vinay Yadav, the guy, in the film. Even his character is so layered, and there's so much depth in the character. From the beginning of the film, he is in total control of his emotions. Now he knows that there's a sexual disorder, within himself. He is not the guy. He is not the real man that a woman would want. But on the other hand, he also wants to prove himself that he is the real man. So this conflict within himself is a very difficult thing to present in front of the camera. And that's the reason why I had to do a workshop of about 5 or 6 days before we shot the film, so that I and the actor, we both should be on the same page, as in it took a while to convey to the actor in the film that what I wanted and how the character should be. But finally, on the shoot day, Vinay Yadav was very well in the character, as in he portrayed the character pretty well, and I was so happy with the way he was going, scene by scene, cut by cut. It was brilliant. So further talking about the lady who played the character for the female, it takes a lot of courage to play that kind of character, you see. Again, in those days when we were doing the workshop, she was there with us, and those 5-6 days, I think it helped her a lot to gain the confidence in the story. It was really helpful for her to get friendly with us and to understand what we want, from her. And while shooting, she spent a whole night with us. So we actually shot the whole film in 3 different nights. So on the first night, we shot the scene that happens in the room where the guy is drinking and talking to his girlfriend on the voice message and talking to this other girl named Daisy. And then the second night, we shot the Bahar ka scene, the auto wala scene, and on the third night, we shot the scene where both the actors are present in that small room. Now the third day was really, really interesting and very much challenging for me because both the actors were present, and when you see the film, in the film, there are 2 scenes which have been shot in that small room where this character, the character of the guy, who is dealing with sexual disorder, he is looking at the mirror and he is not talking. There are no dialogues. He's just looking at the mirror and he's thinking, because for the first time he's looking himself with the lipstick on, with the kajal on, with the eyeliner on, and he is in a dilemma. He is, he's thinking. He is not sure now about his sexual preference, and that takes him to a different zone. So there is no dialogue at all, but the expression of the actor, it keeps you engaged. It keeps you in the film. Not to forget the background music, of course. The background music really helped that particular scene to reach a level. It was really nice. When I saw the film with the background score, I was like, it was so engaging. The background score keeps you engaged, especially in the scenes where there is no dialogue. The second scene is again when the guy realizes for the first time that by mistake he bought a female prostitute rather than a female prostitute. So again he goes, he goes to a different zone, and again he's thinking, whether he prefers a guy or a girl, and then he's in doubt, he's in self-doubt. Even that scene doesn't have any dialogues, but again the music in that particular scene keeps you engaged and keeps you with the character, which was really beautiful. Coming back to the character played by Namrata ji, the character of the she-male. So, like I said, it takes a lot of courage, for a woman like her, to spend the whole night with just 2 guys. And she was so, she was so helpful and she was so confident on screen, with the dialogues and with the movements and with the actions that she was doing, especially the scene where she changes her clothes, as in, where she gets undressed. I had not given her any instructions how to do it and what expression to carry and what to do. I just asked her to change the dress like a she-male would do, like a she-male prostitute would do, and she did it. And it was like so smooth and so effortless, and I did not have to take any other shot, any other take on that particular scene where she sits down and she unzips her pant, the trouser, and she gets undressed, and it's really beautiful. So yeah, that's how the film ended, and that's how the shooting got over. And then I did the editing and the dubbing happened, and the most beautiful thing that happened with me while shooting Sheegra is meeting Dwarkesh. So this guy, I'm pretty sure that this guy has a long way to go, because the kind of music and the kind of background score he has given to the film, full credit goes to him. I feel it's because of the music, the 60% of the film has reached to a level where it should reach. Now, even I had a discussion with Dwarkesh, before he started doing the music for the film. I made him see my first film Yatharth, where I used a lot of Indian classical music. It was the music of my first film had the Indian traditional touch. In the film Sheegra, I wanted the music to be completely opposite to what I had in Yatharth. That's the reason why I showed Yatharth to Dwarkesh, and I made sure that he uses the modern music. It has to be modern, it has to be completely opposite to Yatharth. The music has to be fast paced, and it should be like, it should engage the audience, with the scenes that are happening. And the way he designed the music and stuff, it was brilliant. So after I saw the whole film with the music, I was glad. I was so happy that I found Dwarkesh, and absolutely the credit goes to him, for making this happen. So indeed, it was a team effort, and we all did our part. I think we all tried, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome of the film. So the film is, it's on my channel. It's live. You can just see the film on my channel, which is Instances 30. If you have your take, if you have your views on the film, I would request you to please, comment on the comment section. It would be really interesting to read what you feel about the film and what's your take, about the film. And don't forget to subscribe the channel, because I'm coming up with a lot of instances. I'm coming up with a lot of stories very soon. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the bell icon so that each time I upload a new film or a new instance, you get the notification and you can watch the film. So thank you so much for listening to me, and stay tuned.